Before we begin tonight, I want to share a few words with you. This story is a work of fiction, inspired by the Bible but not a scripture reading. I've woven themes from the ancient text into a calming bedtime narrative, a quiet companion for rest. Everything you'll hear is meant to help you settle, to let the day fall away. This is a safe place for sleep. If you're here, you've already done enough today. You don't need to analyze or remember what comes next. Just let the words wash over you like gentle water. I'll be your guide through this story, and I'll keep my voice steady and low. You're welcome here, exactly as you are. Now, let's begin together. I step into the story on a quiet Sunday evening, the kind of night when the world feels wrapped in soft cloth. Outside, the sky has deepened to a blue-gray, and I can almost hear the stillness between the stars. Inside, there's a warmth, the kind that comes from lamplight and worn wood and time moving slowly. I imagine you're somewhere safe, too. Maybe your head is resting on a pillow that knows the shape of you. Maybe the blankets are pulled up just enough. If you'd like, let your shoulders drop just a little. Not forced, just allowing. I sit by a small window, looking out at nothing in particular. The day has finished its work. The week has folded itself away. Tomorrow will come when it comes, but tonight belongs to rest. I think about the old stories, the ones told by firelight and passed down through generations. Stories that weren't meant to frighten or impress, but to remind us of something older than our worries. Tonight, I carry one of those stories with me. It begins in a world I can barely imagine, and yet it feels strangely familiar. I let my breathing settle into a rhythm, in and out, nothing to chase. I close my eyes for a moment, and when I open them, I'm no longer in my small room. I'm stepping into another time, another place. The transition is gentle, like walking from one room into another in a quiet house. I'm ready. And so the story begins. I find myself walking through a world that hums with ordinary life. There are fields stretching out under a wide sky, paths worn smooth by countless footsteps, voices drifting from open doorways. People move about their tasks. I see hands shaping clay, tending animals, carrying water, mending roofs. The rhythm of daily work. But beneath the hum, I sense something else, a kind of heaviness. I watch faces and notice an absence of kindness in many eyes. I hear sharp words exchanged in the marketplace, see doors closed to those in need. It's subtle at first, but the more I walk, the more I feel it. A world that has drifted from gentleness. I'm not here to judge. I'm only a witness, moving quietly through these streets and fields. I notice, and I keep walking. Then I come to a place where a man is working alone. His name, I learn, is Noah. He's steady in his movements, neither hurried nor slow. There's something about him that feels different. When I watch him pause to help a neighbor, when I see him speak calmly to his family, I sense a kind of rootedness. He moves through this world but isn't entirely of it. One evening, as the light begins to fade, I see Noah standing very still in an open field. His head is slightly bowed. I don't hear words spoken aloud, but I sense something passing between him and the quiet. A message, a knowing. It's as if the stillness itself is speaking. The message is strange and enormous. He is to build something, a vessel, an ark, large enough to hold his family and pairs of every living creature. He's told that waters will come, that the world will be covered, but that he and those with him will be safe. He's being given a way through. I watch his face. There's no panic there, no frantic scrambling, just a slow nod, a quiet acceptance. He doesn't shout the message to the streets. He simply begins. Over the following days, I see him gathering materials, wood that smells of resin and earth, measurements carefully planned. He works with his sons, and together they begin to lay the foundation. The structure starts to take shape, piece by piece. It's enormous, rising slowly from the ground like a small mountain of timber. People pass by and stare. Some laugh, some shake their heads. I hear murmured questions. Why would anyone build such a thing? There's no sea nearby. There's never been a flood like the one he describes. But Noah continues. He doesn't argue or defend. He simply works, day after day, his hands steady on the wood. I find myself drawn to the rhythm of it, the sound of tools shaping timber, the way sunlight moves across the growing frame. There's something deeply calming about watching a task unfold slowly, without rush, each plank fitted, each joint secured. The ark grows and time softens around it. Months pass, seasons shift. The ark continues to rise. I see Noah pause sometimes, looking up at what he's made, and there's a kind of quiet wonder in his eyes. Not pride, just recognition. He's doing what he was asked to do, and I stay near, watching, waiting. The world around me continues its noise, but here, by the ark, there's a pocket of purposeful calm. I let myself rest in it. I let the image settle. A man building something immense, one quiet day at a time. I move gently into a different scene now. The ark fades into soft memory, and I find myself standing on a narrow path at dusk. The air is cool, and I can feel the first drops of rain beginning to fall. Small, tentative drops that tap against my shoulders. Ahead of me, I see a group of figures waiting by a gate. They're holding lamps, small clay vessels with flames flickering inside. The light is warm and golden, pushing back against the growing dark. I step closer, curious. There are 10 of them, I think, maybe more. It's hard to tell in the dimness. They're waiting for someone, a door to open, a signal to enter. I don't know all the details, but I can feel the weight of anticipation in the air. Some of the lamps burn bright and steady. I watch the people tending them, checking the oil, adjusting the wicks with gentle fingers. They seem prepared, unhurried. Their faces are calm. They've thought ahead. They've brought extra oil, small flasks tucked into their belts. But others, I notice now, are shifting on their feet. Their lamps flicker, struggling. The flames dip low, threatening to go out. I see worry creeping into their expressions. They glance at each other, then at the gate, then back at their failing lamps. The rain picks up, just a little, not a storm, just a steady, quiet rain that makes the night feel closer, more intimate. I pull my cloak tighter and watch. One by one, some of the lamps begin to go dark. The oil has run out. The holders look around, desperate now, asking the others for help. Can you share? Just a little? But those with full lamps shake their heads gently. If we share, none of us will have enough. You'll need to go and find your own. And so some of them leave, hurrying back down the path into the rainy darkness, hoping to find oil before it's too late. I stay by the gate with those who remain. Their lamps still burn. The light pools around them, soft and amber. They wait in silence, patient. The rain continues its gentle tapping. Time stretches. Then finally I hear a sound. The gate begins to open. Light spills out from the other side, warm and welcoming. A voice calls to those with the burning lamps, "Come in, you're ready, you're welcome." They step forward one by one, passing through the gate. I watch the light swallow them, watch the door swing gently closed behind them. The sound of it clicking shut is soft but final. I stand alone now, in the rain, holding the image, not the ones who left, not the ones who entered, just the moment itself, the lamps, the readiness, the quiet choice to prepare, to tend the flame, to carry what you need. I don't judge those who ran out of oil. I only notice the feeling of being ready when the moment comes, of having thought ahead, not with anxiety, but with gentle care. The image of light held steady in the rain stays with me as I let the scene dissolve. I take a soft breath, and I turn back toward the ark. I return to the ark, and time has moved forward. The structure is nearly complete now. I walk slowly around its base, running my hand along the smooth pitch that seals the wood. It smells of earth and protection. The ark towers above me, casting long shadows in the afternoon light. Noah and his sons are making final preparations. I watch them check each seam, each doorway, each window. Their movements are methodical, careful. There's no rush, even now. They've learned the rhythm of this work over many months, and they trust it. Then something shifts. I notice animals beginning to arrive. At first, just a few. A pair of doves lands on a nearby branch, cooing softly to each other. Then I see deer stepping carefully from the tree line, their eyes wide but unafraid. Rabbits, foxes, creatures I recognize, and some I don't. They come in twos, moving as if guided by something I can't see. There's no herding, no forcing. They simply arrive, one pair at a time, and wait near the ark's entrance. I watch a pair of sheep settle in the grass, chewing calmly. A pair of goats ambles up the ramp, their hooves making soft clacking sounds on the wood. Noah stands at the entrance welcoming them, not with words but with gentle gestures. He guides them to their places inside. I follow, stepping into the ark's interior for the first time. Inside it's dim and peaceful. The light filters through small windows, creating soft beams that catch floating dust. The air smells of hay and animal warmth and fresh timber. I see compartments built along the walls, each one sized for different creatures. There's straw scattered on the floors, water troughs ready, feeding areas prepared. The animals settle into their spaces with surprising ease. I hear the rustle of feathers, the soft breathing of larger creatures, the occasional bleat or chirp. But there's no chaos, no fear, just a strange, deep calm, as if they know they're meant to be here. I watch birds find their perches, reptiles curl into corners. Larger animals, cattle and oxen, stand patiently in their stalls, their eyes half closed. It's like watching a household prepare for sleep, each member finding their place. Days pass this way. More animals arrive. The ark fills slowly, becoming a living tapestry of breath and heartbeat. I walk the corridors between the stalls, listening to the symphony of quiet sounds, a horse's soft snort, the rustle of a rabbit's fur, the sleepy twitter of sparrows settling for the night. Noah's family moves among the animals, bringing food, checking water, speaking in low, soothing tones. I see Noah's wife smile as she strokes the head of a cow. One of his sons laughs softly as a pair of lambs nuzzle his hands. There's tenderness here, care. I find a place to sit on a wooden beam and simply watch. The ark has become a sanctuary before the waters have even risen, a place where life is gathered and held safe. I let my own breathing match the rhythm of the animals around me, in and out, steady, calm. Eventually, all the creatures are aboard. The ark is full but not crowded. There's room to move, room to breathe. Noah and his family make one last check, walking through each level, ensuring everyone is settled. Then Noah looks toward the entrance. The light outside is beginning to change. Gray clouds are gathering on the horizon, slow and deliberate. He nods to his sons, and together they begin to close the great door. I watch it swing inward, heavy and certain. The light from outside narrows to a sliver, then disappears completely as the door settles into place. I hear the sound of it sealing, a deep, final sound that echoes through the ark. We're enclosed now, protected. The world outside is separate from the world inside. I feel the shift. The ark has become its own small universe, floating in time, waiting for what comes next. And in the dimness, surrounded by the breathing of countless creatures, I feel a strange peace. We're ready. We're together. We're safe. I let the ark soften into background, and I find myself in a different boat entirely. This one is smaller, made of plain wood, smelling of fish and lake water. I'm sitting among other travelers, and I can feel the gentle rock of waves beneath us. It's evening. The sky is still light, but fading. We've pushed away from shore, heading across the water to the other side. I don't know exactly where we're going, only that we're going together. There's a carpenter among us, someone who knows this journey, and I feel safe in his presence. The boat moves steadily at first. I trail my fingers in the cool water, watching ripples fan out behind us. The others talk quietly among themselves. Some are mending nets. One hums a tuneless song. The rhythm of the oars is hypnotic. I let my eyelids grow heavy. But then the air changes. I feel it before I see it. A shift in the wind. The temperature drops slightly, and the water begins to move differently beneath us. Choppier, unsettled. Waves start to rise, slapping against the sides of the boat. Not violently, not yet, but with increasing insistence. I sit up, suddenly more alert. The sky is darkened faster than I expected. Clouds are rolling in, thick and low. The others notice too. I see concern flickering across faces. The boat rocks more sharply now, water splashing over the sides. Someone reaches for a bucket to bail. The wind picks up, pushing us sideways, and I grip the edge of the boat to steady myself. In the midst of this, I notice the carpenter. He's lying in the back of the boat, his head resting on a cushion, eyes closed. Asleep, completely still, even as the boat pitches and rolls. How can he sleep through this, I wonder? My heart is beginning to race, and he's resting as if we're in calm harbor. The storm grows. Not terrifying, but real enough. The waves are taller now, lifting us up and dropping us down. The boat creaks, water pools at our feet. I hear someone call out, their voice tight with worry. Don't you care that we're struggling? Wake up! Help us! The carpenter stirs. He opens his eyes slowly, blinking away sleep. He sits up, looks around at the churning water, at our frightened faces, and then without hurry he stands. He raises one hand toward the wind. His voice is quiet but carries somehow over the noise. Peace, be still. And just like that, the wind stops, not gradually, instantly. The waves that were crashing against us smooth out, flattening into gentle swells. The water becomes like glass, reflecting the clearing sky. The boat stops rocking and glides forward as if pulled by invisible hands. I stare at the suddenly calm water. My breathing is still quick, but the world around me has gone utterly peaceful. The others are silent too, looking at each other, looking at the carpenter, looking at the impossible stillness. He sits back down, settles himself, and closes his eyes again, as if this were the most natural thing, as if storms always listen when asked kindly to stop. I let out a long, slow breath. My hands unclench from the boat's edge. My shoulders drop. The fear drains away, replaced by something else. Wonder, maybe, or trust. The sense that even when the waves rise, even when the wind pushes hard, there's someone here who can speak peace into chaos. We continue across the water. The rest of the journey is smooth, uneventful. I watch the carpenter sleep, and this time I understand. He wasn't ignoring the storm. He simply knew it couldn't harm us. He knew how it would end. I close my own eyes and let the gentle rocking lull me. The boat carries me safely across, and I rest. I open my eyes, and I'm back in the Ark. The memory of the carpenter's boat fades like morning mist, but the feeling of safety remains. I'm surrounded again by the sounds of animals settling, the creak of wood, the enclosed warmth of this floating sanctuary. Time feels different inside the Ark. There are no sun angles to mark the hours, no distant horizons to measure, only the soft rhythm of breathing, eating, sleeping. Noah and his family move through their routines with quiet diligence, feeding the animals, cleaning stalls, checking provisions. I join them in the work sometimes, carrying water, spreading fresh straw. It's simple labor, grounding. My hands find purpose in small tasks. There's something calming about work that asks nothing more than presence. Then, one day, though I'm not sure how many days have passed, I feel it. A change in the air, a new sound so soft at first I think I'm imagining it. A tapping, gentle, rhythmic tapping on the roof of the Ark. Rain. It starts slowly, scattered drops, tentative, like the rain in the lamplit scene I witnessed before. But this rain doesn't stay tentative. It grows. The tapping becomes a drumming, then a rushing, then a roar. Water pours from the sky in sheets, cascading over the Ark's sealed roof. I stand very still, listening. The animals shift slightly but don't panic. They seem to understand, in their wordless way, that they're protected. The Ark holds firm around us, but the rain isn't the only water. I feel the Ark begin to move, not rocking like a boat on waves, but lifting, rising. The ground beneath us is releasing its hold as water rises from below and above. Springs opening, fountains of the deep pouring forth. We're floating now. I can feel it in my bones. The Ark that was grounded on earth is now cradled by water, held aloft by the very thing that covers the world outside. It's a strange sensation, not frightening but profoundly different. We're adrift, but we're safe. I move to one of the small windows and peer out. I can't see much through the rain-streaked opening, but I catch glimpses. Water, everywhere. Water. The familiar landscape, fields, hills, trees, is disappearing beneath it. The world is being covered, gently arrest, return to a kind of formless deep. If you need to, let your jaw soften now, unclenching, just allowing it to rest. Inside the Ark, we continue our rhythms. Days blend into each other. The rain never stops. Sometimes it's a thundering deluge. Sometimes it softens to a steady patter, but it never fully ceases. Weeks pass, 40 days maybe. I lose count. The animals remain calm. I watch a pair of cats curled together, sleeping peacefully. Birds preen their feathers, undisturbed. Even the larger creatures, the elephants, the bears, rest easy in their stalls. They trust the Ark. They trust the enclosure. Noah walks the corridors each evening, his lamp casting moving shadows. I see him pause sometimes, pressing his hand against the wooden wall, as if feeling for something, listening to the water outside, checking the integrity of his work. The ark doesn't leak, every seam holds, every joint stays true. I find my own corner, a small space where I can sit with my back against warm wood. I close my eyes and listen to the symphony around me. Rain above, water below, breathing creatures on all sides. The creak and sigh of the ark itself, alive in its own way, doing what it was built to do. There's a deep, encompassing quiet beneath all the sound, a stillness that exists independent of noise. I sink into it, letting go of the need to know when the rain will stop, when the waters will recede, when we'll see land again. All I know is that we're held. The ark rises and falls gently on the waters, a cradle rocked by unseen hands. We're carried through something immense, something world-changing. But inside these walls, there's only the ongoing rhythm of life, breath, heartbeat, the slow turning of days. I rest in the not knowing. I rest in the trust that the ark will do what it was made to do. And in that rest, I find a kind of peace that doesn't require understanding, just surrender, just floating, just being held. I drift into another scene, carried on the current of the story. The ark remains, but I'm also elsewhere, standing on a dusty road that leads toward a small house in the distance. This road is long. I've been walking it for what feels like ages, and my feet are tired. My clothes are worn, stained with travel and poor choices. I left this place once, a long time ago. I left with confidence, with pockets full and head high, certain I knew better than those who loved me. But the road led to empty places. The wealth ran out. The friends disappeared. I found myself hungry, alone, feeding animals in a foreign field and wishing I could eat what they ate. Rock bottom tastes like shame and regret. So I turned around, started the long walk home, not because I deserve to return, but because I have nowhere else to go. I rehearse words in my head as I walk. I'll ask to be a servant. I'll work for my keep. I don't expect to be welcomed as family anymore. The house comes into view. I slow my steps, suddenly terrified. What if the door is closed to me? What if I'm turned away? I would understand it. I've earned nothing but rejection. But then I see movement, a figure on the porch, standing, shading eyes against the sun, looking down the road, looking at me, and then running. Someone is running toward me. It's my father. I recognize the shape of him, the way he moves. But why is he running? I expect anger, coldness, a door shut in my face. Not this rush of movement, this urgency to reach me. He's in front of me now, breathless, and before I can speak my rehearsed apology, he pulls me into his arms, holds me. His grip is tight, trembling, full of a relief I don't understand. I'm filthy, I'm ashamed, but he's holding me like I'm precious. I thought I'd lost you, he whispers into my hair. I watch the road every day. I never stopped hoping, and here you are, you're home. I try to speak. I'm not worthy, I've failed you, I can't be your... But he's already calling to the house. Bring clean clothes, prepare a meal. My child was lost and is found. He won't let me finish my confession. He won't let me diminish myself. He simply welcomes. We walk toward the house together, his arm around my shoulders, steadying me. The door is wide open. Warm light spills out. I smell food cooking, hear laughter and preparation inside. They're making room for me, setting a place at the table, as if I never left, as if I'm still beloved. I step through the open door, and the warmth wraps around me. I'm home, not because I earned it, not because I fixed everything I broke, but because the door was never truly closed, because someone watched the road, waiting, ready to run toward me the moment I appeared. I let the image settle, the open door, the waiting love, the welcome that doesn't ask for perfect repentance, only for a turning toward home. I carry this warmth with me as the scene dissolves, and I find myself once again in the ark, held safe, welcomed into shelter. I'm back fully in the ark now, settled into its rhythm. The rain continues its endless song on the roof, and the water beneath us holds us aloft like gentle hands. Days have turned into weeks, and the world outside has been transformed into something I can barely comprehend. But inside, life continues its quiet patterns. I wake each morning, or what I assume is morning since there's no sun to confirm it, to the sound of animals stirring. The roosters crow out of habit even in this enclosed dimness. I hear the soft lowing of cattle, the bleat of goats ready for milking. Noah's family rises and begins their work, moving through the ark with practiced efficiency. I join them. There's comfort in routine, in tasks that ground me. I help carry buckets of feed, scattering grain for the chickens, breaking hay bales for the larger animals. The work is simple, repetitive, and deeply calming. My hands know what to do without my mind needing to direct them. The ark sways gently as we work. Sometimes the movement is so subtle I barely notice. Other times, when storms rage outside, the rocking becomes more pronounced, but never violent, never alarming. The ark was built for this. Every timber, every joint, every seal of pitch holds firm against the water pressing around us. I pause sometimes to listen to the water itself. When the rain quiets for a moment, I can hear the deep sound of the flood beneath us. Not crashing waves. There are no shores for waves to crash against anymore. Just the vast, encompassing presence of water, surrounding us, supporting us. A world remade into ocean. If you're listening now, let your hands relax wherever they're resting. Palms open, fingers loose, nothing to hold on to. The animals seem unbothered by our floating existence. I watch a pair of rabbits in their pen, grooming each other with meticulous care. Birds sing their territorial songs from perch to perch, as if we're in a forest instead of an ark adrift on endless water. Life persists. Life adapts. Life simply continues, one breath at a time. Noah's wife prepares meals in the small cooking area. I smell lentils simmering, bread baking in the clay oven. The scents mingle with animal musk and wood and damp air, creating a smell that's uniquely ours, the smell of survival, of chosen life. We eat together in the evenings, Noah's family and I. Quiet meals by lamplight. Sometimes someone shares a story from before. Sometimes we eat in companionable silence. There's no rush to fill the quiet. We've learned that words aren't always necessary. The flood continues. 40 days becomes 50, becomes 60. Time loses its edges. I no longer count. There's only the ongoing present. This day, this task, this breath. The ark drifts where the waters take it, and we drift with it, trusting the current. I find myself thinking about what's beneath us, the world we knew. Fields and forests, valleys and hills, all covered now, transformed into depths. But I don't dwell on loss. Instead, I notice what's preserved. Every creature in the ark is a living memory of what was. And more than memory, a seed of what will be. Sometimes I stand at one of the small windows and look out into the gray, rain falling, mist rising, water meeting sky with no clear line between them. It's beautiful in its starkness, in its simplicity, a world reduced to its most basic elements, water and air and the small wooden vessel that carries us through. I sleep deeply in the ark. The motion of the water rocks me like a cradle. The sounds, rain, breathing creaking wood blend into a lullaby. I dream formless dreams, floating dreams, and wake feeling held, safe, even in the midst of something catastrophic. Even as the world outside changes beyond recognition, this small space remains a haven. Noah checks the ark's integrity daily. I watch him run his hands along the walls, feeling for moisture, for weakness. But there's none. The pitch holds. The wood remains strong. We don't take on water beyond what splashes in when we open small hatches for air. The ark does what it was made to do. It keeps us separate from the flood, while being held by it. One evening, I sit with one of Noah's sons while he tends to a pair of young lambs. They're playful despite the circumstances, butting their small heads against his hands, demanding attention. He laughs softly, scratching behind their ears. "Do you think it will ever end?" I ask quietly. "The rain?" He looks at me with calm eyes. "It will. Everything has its season, even this." And I believe him, not because I have evidence, but because there's a deep knowing that settles in my chest. The flood is not forever. We're being carried through something, not abandoned in it. There's a purpose to this floating, this waiting, this preservation of life. So I continue, feeding animals, cleaning stalls, sharing meals, sleeping to the sound of rain, trusting the ark, trusting the water beneath us, trusting the unseen hands that guide our drifting. Days pass, weeks pass. The flood holds us, and we hold each other, and life continues in its strange, suspended way. And in the continuation, in the simple persistence of breath and heartbeat and care, I find a peace that doesn't require the storm to end, only the knowledge that we'll be kept safe until it does. I step away from the ark's daily rhythm and find myself in a different moment of waiting. I'm standing in an upper room, light streaming through a window. Outside, I hear the distant call of a dove, pure and clear. There's a window open in front of me, and I'm holding a small bird in my hands, a dove, white and soft, its heart beating rapidly against my palms. I've been waiting for the right moment to release it, to send it out as a messenger, a seeker, a sign. I lift my hands to the window and open them. The dove pauses for just a heartbeat, then launches itself into the air. I watch it fly, wings catching the light, circling once, twice, before heading out over the landscape below. The world outside is different than it was. Water still covers much, but here and there, hints of land are emerging. Muddy patches, the tips of hills, trees standing like patient sentinels, waiting to fully emerge. But is it safe yet? Is it time? I watch the dove disappear into the distance, and then I wait. That's all I can do. Wait and trust that the bird will find what it needs, or return to tell me it's not yet time. Hours pass. I go about my tasks, but part of my attention is always on the window, listening, watching. And then, as evening light begins to slant golden through the room, I see it. A small shape against the sky, growing larger. The dove returns. It circles once, then flies directly to the window, landing on the sill with a soft flutter. And in its beak, something green, a small branch, fresh and alive, with leaves still tender, an olive leaf. I reach out slowly and take the branch from the dove's beak. The bird coos softly, settling onto the sill, exhausted from its journey but content. I hold the olive leaf up to the fading light. So small, so simple, just a few leaves on a thin stem. But it means everything. It means the waters are receding. It means plants are growing again. It means the earth is healing, preparing to receive us back. Life is returning to the world. I close my eyes and hold the olive leaf against my chest. A sign, a promise, not loud or dramatic, but quiet and green and growing. The kind of sign that whispers rather than shouts. The kind that says, be still. Know that this is working. Trust the timing. I think about all the moments of waiting in my life. Times when I couldn't see the outcome, couldn't know if things would improve, couldn't do anything but remain in the uncertainty. And I think about the small signs that appeared, unexpected, gentle, just enough to keep going. A kind word, a moment of beauty, a tiny green leaf carried by a dove. The dove settles in for the night, tucking its head beneath its wing. I place the olive leaf carefully in water, watching it float there, still fresh, still vibrant. Tomorrow I might send the dove out again, or I might wait longer. There's no rush now. The sign has been given. Hope is no longer abstract. It has shape and color. It's green and growing. I sit by the window as darkness fills the room. The stars are beginning to appear, scattered across the clearing sky like seeds of light. Everything is quiet, deeply, profoundly quiet. Not the silence of absence, but the silence of peace, of completion, of things unfolding exactly as they should. Be still, I whisper to myself, to the dove, to the darkening world. Be still and know. And in the stillness, I do know. I know that the waiting has purpose. I know that the waters will finish their receding. I know that when the time is right, the door will open and we'll step out into a world washed clean, ready to begin again. But for now, I simply sit, holding the image of the olive leaf, feeling the peace that the dove carried home, resting in the quiet, knowing that sometimes the smallest signs carry the largest meanings. The room grows dark around me, but I'm not afraid. I have the leaf. I have the dove's return. I have the stillness that settles deep in my bones and tells me, all is well. All will be well. Just wait. Just breathe. Just be still. I return to the ark once more, and everything has changed. The rain has stopped. I don't know exactly when it ceased, whether it tapered off gradually or ended all at once. But one morning I wake to silence. Real silence. No drumming on the roof. No constant patter. Just quiet. The difference is startling. I've grown so accustomed to the sound of rain that its absence feels almost loud. I lie still for a moment, listening to the new soundscape. Animal breathing, wood creaking, the gentle lap of water against the ark's hull. But no rain. I rise and move through the ark. Others are waking too, noticing the same thing. There are soft smiles, nods of recognition. Something has shifted. We're entering a new phase. Noah goes to one of the upper windows and opens it fully. Fresh air floods in, cool and clean. I breathe deeply, tasting it. It's different from the enclosed air we've been breathing for months. It carries hints of earth and growing things, even though we can't see land yet. The ark still floats, but the water beneath us feels different, calmer. No longer the deep, boundless ocean of the flood, but something gentler, something that's beginning to remember its boundaries. Days pass in this new quiet. We continue our routines, but there's a sense of anticipation now, of waiting for the next sign. Noah sends out birds periodically. First a raven, which flies back and forth, finding nowhere to land. Then the dove, which returns the first time but on the second journey brings back the olive leaf. Small, green, impossible. I hold that leaf in my hands when Noah shows it to me, marveling at its tender resilience. Life, persisting. Life returning. More time passes. Weeks, maybe. The water continues to recede. Slowly, patiently. We feel the ark settling lower, the motion changing from deep water floating to something shallower. Then, One day, a soft bump, a scraping sound. The ark shudders gently and comes to rest. We've touched ground, not floating anymore, but grounded, settled on solid earth, even though water still surrounds us. Noah sends the dove out again, and this time it doesn't return. It's found a place to land, to nest, to live. The world is ready, but we wait longer still, not from fear, but from patience, from respect for timing. The water continues its slow retreat, revealing more earth each day. Through the windows, I begin to see the tops of mountains, dark and wet, emerging like sleeping giants waking. Then, finally, Noah receives the knowing. The same kind of quiet instruction that told him to build the ark now tells him, it's time. Open the door. I'm there when he and his sons move to the great sealed entrance. They work together, breaking the pitch seal, lifting the heavy bars. The door that closed us in so many months ago now swings open, and light, pure, unfiltered daylight, streams into the ark. I shield my eyes, blinking against the brightness. Fresh air rushes in, carrying scents of mud and wet stone and new grass. I breathe it in deeply, feeling my lungs expand with it. Slowly, carefully, we begin to emerge. The animals first. They step cautiously onto the ramp. Onto the wet earth beyond, I watch them spread out, exploring this new old world. Birds take flight, their wings flashing in the sunlight. Deer bound away toward distant trees. The animals that were preserved now scatter, carrying life back into the land. Noah's family descends next. I follow, my legs trembling slightly. Whether from emotion or from months of ark living, I'm not sure. My feet touch earth, solid, unmoving earth. It feels strange and wonderful. The world around us is changed. Everything has been washed, scoured clean. The landscape is simpler than before, waiting to be regrown. But it's beautiful in its newness, in its potential. We stand together in silence for a long moment, just looking, just breathing, just being present to this threshold moment, an ending and a beginning held in the same breath. Then I notice Noah looking up. His gaze is fixed on the sky, and there's wonder on his face. I follow his eyes and see it, a bow of light arching across the clouds. Colors I don't have names for, brilliant and soft all at once. Red bleeding into orange, into yellow, into green, into blue, into violet. A bridge of light connecting sky to earth. It's breathtaking. I've never seen anything like it. The colors shimmer and glow, refracted through moisture still hanging in the air. A sign painted with light itself. I don't hear words spoken aloud, but I sense a promise in that bow. A covenant. An assurance that the waters won't cover everything again, that life will continue its cycles, that seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night won't cease. The world will be allowed to be the world, and life will be allowed to flourish. The rainbow hangs there for a long time, and we stand beneath it, held in its ark, a promise made visible. A reminder written in light across the sky whenever rain and sun meet. Look up, it says. Remember, trust. You're held. Eventually the colors begin to fade as the clouds shift, but the image stays with me. The arc of light, the promise, the sense that even after everything, flood and loss and radical change, there's a commitment to continuation, to life, to covenant. We begin to build a small shelter, to plant seeds, to start again in this washed world. The ark stands behind us, empty now, its purpose fulfilled. It will weather an age here, a monument to preservation, to obedience, to trust. But for now, I simply stand on the new earth, breathing the clean air, watching the sky where the rainbow was, and I feel grateful. not just for survival, but for the journey, for being carried through, for being part of this story of ending and beginning. The waters have receded, the door has opened, the rainbow has arched its promise across the sky. And here we are, stepping forward into what comes next, carrying within us the memory of being held safe through the flood, carried, preserved, loved. I find myself in a quiet room again, but this time it's different from before. The walls are simple, made of clay and stone. A single lamp flickers on a small table, casting warm light across parchment and ink. I'm writing. My hand moves slowly across the page, forming words meant for someone far away, someone I care about but haven't seen in a long time. I dip my pen in ink and continue. The words I write are simple but deliberate. I'm not preaching. I'm not scolding. I'm reaching across distance with encouragement, with reminders of what holds us together even when we're apart. Whatever is true, I write. Whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable. Let your mind rest on these things. I pause, thinking about the weight we all carry, the worries that circle like birds at dusk. How easy it is to let our thoughts spiral toward fear, toward scarcity, toward division. But there's another way, a gentler way, to choose what we focus on, to turn our attention toward light instead of shadow, not denying the difficult things, but not giving them more space than they deserve. I continue writing. Don't be anxious about anything. Instead, in everything, through prayer, through quiet asking, through thankfulness, let your needs be made known, and the peace that surpasses all understanding will guard your hearts and minds. I think about peace as a guard, not a peace that comes from having everything solved, but a peace that stands watch even in the midst of unsolved things, a peace that doesn't make logical sense but holds steady anyway. I set down my pen for a moment and flex my fingers. The night is quiet around me. I can hear crickets outside, the soft sound of someone walking past in the street, life continuing its gentle rhythms. I pick up another piece of parchment. This letter is to a different community, one struggling with unity. I've heard they're divided, sharp words exchanged, old hurts festering. So I write words about belonging, about the way we're meant to fit together, not as identical pieces, but as different members of one body. Be patient with one another in love, I write. Bear with one another. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. The words feel weighty as I write them, because unity is hard. It requires setting aside the need to be right, the need to win. It requires humility, choosing to see others as belonging just as much as I belong, even when we disagree. I think about the ark, all those different creatures, all those different needs and natures, held together in one vessel, not because they were the same, but because they were all chosen, all welcomed, all given a place. I write more about speaking truthfully but kindly, about putting away bitterness and anger, about being tender-hearted, forgiving, just as we've been forgiven. The ink flows and the words take shape, small seeds of encouragement I'm sending out into the world. When I finish, I carefully roll the parchments and seal them. Tomorrow they'll be carried to their destinations by travelers who will walk dusty roads to deliver them. But tonight, they rest here beside me, these small bundles of care and hope. I imagine them being received, someone breaking the seal, unrolling the parchment, reading by lamplight, maybe reading aloud to a gathered community, the words finding hearts that need them, landing gently, planting themselves like seeds, Not everyone will receive them well. Some might dismiss them. Some might argue with them. But some, maybe just one or two, will feel seen, will feel encouraged, will feel less alone in their struggles. And that's enough. That's always enough. One heart lighter. One person reminded that they're not forgotten. One small act of reaching across distance to say, you belong, you matter. Keep going. I blow out the lamp except for one small flame. The room darkens and I sit in the gentle glow, feeling the satisfaction of having done a small thing with care, having added, in my tiny way, to the reservoir of encouragement in the world. If your eyelids are heavy now, let them close. Let the weight of them be a comfort, not a fight. The letters will go out tomorrow. Tonight they rest, and so do I, knowing that sometimes the most important work we do is simply reminding each other, you're not alone. We're in this together. Hold on. There's peace available, even in the waiting, even in the uncertainty. Peace that guards and keeps and holds. I step out of the lamplight room and find myself on a hillside at twilight. The air is cool and smells of grass and earth. Around me, I hear the soft sounds of sheep settling for the night, gentle bleating, the rustle of wool against wool. There's a shepherd here. I can see him moving among the flock, counting, checking each one. His movements are slow and deliberate, full of care. He knows these sheep, knows their temperaments, their quirks, which ones tend to wander, which ones stay close. I watch as he guides them toward a fold, a low stone enclosure built into the hillside. It's simple but sturdy, walls high enough to protect, open enough to allow air and starlight in. One by one, the sheep pass through the narrow entrance. The shepherd stands there, his staff in hand, touching each sheep gently as it enters, counting, blessing, ensuring each one makes it safely inside. I notice one sheep lingering at the edge of the flock, smaller than the others, uncertain. It takes a few steps toward the fold, then stops, looks back at the darkening hills. The shepherd notices too. He doesn't shout, doesn't force. He simply walks over to the hesitant sheep and kneels beside it, runs his hand along its woolly back, speaks in low tones I can't quite hear, but can feel the gentleness of. The sheep leans into his touch, then follows him willingly toward the fold. I follow them in. Inside the enclosure, the sheep are settling. Some are already lying down, tucked close to each other. Others mill about, finding their preferred spots. The shepherd walks among them, and I see him pause at one that seems restless. He examines it carefully, checking for thorns, for injuries, finds a small cut on its leg and tends to it with practiced hands. I know my sheep, I hear him murmur, almost to himself, and my sheep know me. There's something profound in that knowing, not just awareness, but intimate recognition, the kind that comes from time and attention and care. He doesn't just know that the sheep exist, he knows them, their individual patterns, their fears, their needs. I find a place to sit against the stone wall and watch as night settles fully. Stars begin to appear, scattered across the darkening sky like seeds of light. The shepherd sits at the entrance of the fold, his body a living gate. Nothing can enter without passing him first. Nothing can threaten without him knowing. The sheep rest. I hear their breathing slow, deepen. A few continue to shift and resettle, but most have found their peace, surrounded by others, protected by walls, watched over by someone who will not sleep while they do. The shepherd begins to speak quietly, and I realize he's reciting something. Words worn smooth by repetition, by belief. I listen. He leads me beside still waters, the shepherd says softly. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Still waters. I think of the flood waters finally receded, of the dove bringing the olive branch, of peace that comes after the storm, not because the storm never happened, but because we were carried through it. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. The valley, the shadow, the places we all must walk sometimes, where fear presses close and light seems far away. But there's a difference between walking alone and walking accompanied, between facing shadows isolated and facing them with someone who knows the way through. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. I think about abundance in the midst of threat, about being fed, being honored, being filled even when circumstances suggest scarcity, about cups that overflow not because everything is perfect, but because we're held by something larger than our circumstances. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. The shepherd falls quiet. The words hang in the air like a blessing. The sheep sleep on, unaware of the poetry spoken over them, but held by its truth nonetheless. I close my own eyes, feeling the solid stone at my back, hearing the peaceful breathing of the flock. I imagine myself as one of them, not lost but found, not alone but gathered in, not unprotected but watched over by someone who knows my name, who counts me in, who would leave the 99 to find me if I wandered. The fold is safe, the shepherd is watchful, the still waters are near, and in this image, in the simple hillside scene of sheep and stone and starlight, I find something my soul has been seeking, a picture of rest that isn't earned but given, of care that isn't transactional but freely offered, of belonging that doesn't require perfection, only presence. I am one of the sheep, known, called, welcomed into the fold. And here, in this safe enclosure, surrounded by others who also belong, watched over by faithful hands, I let myself truly rest. The night deepens. The stars wheel slowly overhead. The shepherd keeps his vigil. And I sleep, held safe, part of the flock, dwelling in goodness, overflowing with unearned grace. Still waters, green pastures, the shepherd's steady presence. This is where I rest. This is where I'm home. I open my eyes slowly, and I'm back at the ark one final time. But everything is different now. The ark sits empty on the hillside, weathered and quiet. Around it, new life is already taking root. Green shoots pushing through dark earth, birds nesting in nearby trees, small animals leaving tracks in the soft mud. Noah and his family have built a simple altar from gathered stones, not elaborate, just a small stack, a place to mark the moment, to say thank you, to acknowledge what we've been carried through. I stand with them as they place an offering there, not out of obligation, but out of gratitude, out of the deep recognition that we didn't save ourselves. We were saved. We were held. We were carried through waters that could have destroyed us, but instead became the very thing that lifted us to safety. The rainbow appears again in the distance, faint but present, a reminder written across the sky. I am with you. I will be with you. The cycles will continue. Life will persist. You are held in covenant. I think back over the entire journey, the call to build, the patient construction, the gathering of creatures, the closing of the door, the rain, the flood, the floating, the waiting, the dove, the olive leaf, the receding waters, the opening, the rainbow. Each moment a bead on a string, a step in a dance, a note in a song that's been playing since before we knew to listen. And woven through it all, the vignettes, the lamps kept burning in the rain, the boat calmed by a word, the open door of welcome, the dove bringing hope, the letters of encouragement, the shepherd's fold at twilight, different scenes, different images, but all speaking the same truth. We are not alone. We are seen. We are held. There is always a way through, even when we can't see it yet. I walk slowly away from the ark, leaving it behind. It served its purpose perfectly. It held what needed to be held, protected what needed protection, carried what needed carrying. Now it can rest, a monument to faithfulness, to trust, to the strange math of salvation where we participate but don't control, where we build the boat but don't direct the waters. The world stretches out before me, new and old at once, washed clean but remembering, starting again but carrying forward. I think about what I'll plant first, what I'll build, how I'll live in this new beginning. But mostly, I think about what I'll remember, the sound of rain on the roof, the breathing of animals in the dark, the gentle rocking of being held aloft, the moment the door opened and light flooded in, the arc of the rainbow promising continuity. These images will stay with me, not as burdens to carry, but as gifts to hold, reminders that when the waters rise, and they will rise again, in different forms, in different seasons, there will be provision, there will be shelter, there will be a way through. I find myself growing tired now, the kind of good tired that comes after a long journey completed. My body remembers the rhythm of the ark, the gentle sway. Even on solid ground, I can still feel it, still being rocked, still being held. If you're still listening, let your breathing slow even more now. Let each exhale be a little longer than the last. Your body knows how to rest. It's been doing this work all along. I find a place to lie down, somewhere soft with new grass. The sky above me is clear now, stars emerging like familiar friends. I recognize the constellations, the same ones I watched from the ark's small windows, the same ones Noah saw, the same ones the shepherd counted while watching his flock. Everything is connected. Every story flows into the next. The ark leads to still waters. The flood leads to the rainbow. The night leads to the morning. And here, in this quiet Sunday night moment, I'm suspended between them all, held in the story, part of the story, resting in the story. My eyes grow heavy. The weight of them is pleasant, natural. I don't fight it. I let the heaviness come, let it settle over me like a blanket woven from all the images of the night, lamps and boats and open doors, doves and letters and shepherds, and above all the ark, the great vessel of trust, empty now but forever full of meaning. I think one last time about the rainbow, how it appears when rain and sun meet, how it requires both, the storm and the light, to create something beautiful, how it's a bridge between earth and sky, between what was and what will be. And as I think this, as I hold this image, I feel myself drifting, not away but deeper, into rest, into sleep, into the quiet waters that have been waiting to receive me all along. The story doesn't end. It simply pauses, suspended, ready to begin again when needed, like Sunday night turning to Monday morning, like the seasons cycling through, like the faithful turning of the earth beneath the constant stars. I am held, I am safe. I am carried through. And as I close my eyes for the last time tonight, I know that when I wake, whenever that may be, I'll find myself back at the beginning, back in that quiet Sunday evening room, looking out the window, ready to step into the story once more. Because some stories are meant to be returned to. Some truths need to be heard again and again. Some images of safety and care and covenant need to be revisited until they become part of our bones, our breath, our deepest knowing. The ark rests on the hillside. The rainbow fades into memory. The shepherd watches over the fold. The still waters wait, calm and clear. And I rest too, held in it all, part of it all, home. Welcome to the story. Welcome to the rest. Welcome to the waters that hold us, the ark that carries us, the covenant that keeps us. Welcome home.